everybody, We'll Make Creations here. I'm G.
I'm Sherry.
And today we're here to show you the Lella pouch.
Tell them why we call it the Lella pouch.
Well, we make it with the parallelogram, and we know that there's an O in there, but the way we say it is paralela, so we're calling this the Lella pouch. Yes. And so we will show you the finished version of it, and then right here is what the pouch is going to look like. Obviously, the zipper goes diagonally, and believe it or not, we will only be using half of a zipper. So we will end up showing you how to cut this zipper tape, and we will separate it and only use half of a zipper.
So you'll save the other half for another project.
Yes, so you'll need a zipper pull, a 22-inch cut of half of a zipper, and your Lella template, and a quilted fat quarter. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take a quilted fat quarter and put your template on it so that you are reading the template correctly. So that way you know that this is placed on your piece correctly. So fat quarters are good to use, but they are smaller than a fat quarter. But if you have quilted fat quarters, use them up. And so we're going to take this and just cut it off. And just cut the entire template. Save these because you can make other pouches with them. And there you have your parallelogram in the correct way. Now you can either serge this, or if you don't have a serger, you can zigzag this, or you can not do it at all. However you want, however you're comfortable with it. But here is the serged version. This way none of your edges will be raw at all. So it's all serged around the perimeter of the project, okay? So we'll set this right here for now, and we're going to cut our zipper. We're going to cut our continuous zipper at 22 inches long, okay? We'll just cut this right off. Now, you can cut them with your rotary cutters or scissors or whatever you want to cut with. I like to just do it with a rotary. And now we are going to separate this zipper right like that. Ooh, look at that. How cool. So put this one aside so you can make another pouch.
Now this is not a metal zipper, although it looks like it.
Yes, it does look like it, but it is nylon. So you want to make sure that you have nylon, that way you can cut on it. And there's your zipper head. So that's what we're going to take to the machine after we get this folded up with a few clips. And I'll show you how to do that. With your parallelogram, your Lella template, you cut this out. Now it's in the same direction as what you cut it out with. So don't go flipping it around, because you don't want it like that. You want it like this, with this top right corner pushing out. So we're going to take this left side and we're going to fold it over on itself. And we are going to leave about a 1/4 inch showing here. And so there that is. And we will clip this and take it to our machine and stitch this a 1/4 inch down this seam. All right? So here we go. We're going to go to the machine and do that a 1/4 inch. And Sherry, you can give me we'll bring the zipper and the head and the zipper pull installer, and then we'll get this going. Oh, I didn't change the foot on my machine. So let me change the foot on my machine. All right. I like to use my HP foot and HP2 plate, or my HP foot, my regular HP foot or HP2, and that's what I like to do my 1/4 inch sewing with. And it's also, quote, a walking foot, so you've got several layers here, so it makes it nice and good to sew with, so things aren't shifting. So since this is serged, I'm just going to go right on that serge line, and that's a 1/4 inch, and that means all of our edges will be finished. So I'm going to use a stitch length of 2.4. I'm going to drop my needle right there. We're going to back stitch at the beginning and the end of this stitch line. Back stitch.
You're just going to go on through that part that you had.
Yeah. So we just went straight through that part that was sticking out. It's fine. And now we're going to take our zipper. We're going to open this up. We're going to take our zipper tape with our teeth facing the good side of your fabric. So we're going to line this up here. We're going to just pin the
or your
clip,
exterior.
Yeah,
fabric.
my exterior fabric. I'm putting the zipper teeth down towards my exterior fabric, and we'll just clip this along so you can see how this is supposed to be on here. Now, if you're wondering, oh, which side do I put it on? Maybe you thought you should put it on this side. No, you need to make sure you're putting it on the side where the seam is. That seam you just made, we're going to go right across that seam that we just made. So that gives you an indication of where this zipper is supposed to be placed. And just follow your zipper tape along through here. Now you're going to get to an awkward spot right here. Let me push this down. You're going to get to an awkward spot right here that kind of sticks out. That's fine. Just we'll cut that off later, but just keep following this zipper tape along the edge of this stitching. Okay, or if you don't have the stitching there, the serging there, just do it to the edge of your fabric. It's probably flipping to where you can't see.
There.
I need more clips, please. More clips, please. And now we're done putting that in place. Yes, we have excess on the top and bottom. That's fine. Actually, I'm gonna push this up a little bit more, so a little bit have more excess at the top. I didn't realize that I was almost flush. I like to have a little bit of excess hanging, and then I end up cutting it later in the process. But rather than clip the rest of the way through, I'm just going to start sewing this. So for this, you can either use your foot that you have in there if you're comfortable doing that. I personally, most of the time, switch to a zipper foot, which goes on the regular ankle of my machine presser foot. And I'm going to need to change to my other plate. It seems like why bother switching plates and feet and stuff, but I'm more comfortable for this particular project using my zipper foot, so I can get close to those teeth as possible. So I'm going to go into my zipper foot mode on my machine. All right, so now I have my zipper foot on there, and we are going to follow this zipper close to the teeth and get this zipped on here real quick. So just keep your tape aligned with the edge here. And really what I'm feeling for is my teeth to be on the left side of my foot here. And I'm just going to remove these clips as I'm going down through. How fun is this to only be using half of a zipper? It's just so strange. It's so fun. Now you're going to be going across this seam. So just finagle your fabric to where you're still having the edge of this tape going. And this excess you'll just cut off. I'm going to just go ahead and do this so we can get a better view without all those clips on there. There we go. All right. Now we can bend this. Take your zipper tape and bend it back to where you're looking at the top side of the teeth, okay? Put it back in your machine, and now you're going to be top stitching this so that the tape is not flappy. See this flappiness that's going on? We don't want that. So we're going to tuck this and we're going to top stitch it so it doesn't do that anymore. Okay? So we'll just keep straightening and making sure that we're feeling underneath, that this flap is being taken care of underneath. So we're just top stitching. Oh gosh, I had to be careful that nothing has gotten underneath your foot. I almost had a flip-a-tois there where it flipped up underneath there, but I caught it in time. So just keep tucking this flap underneath. Just keep tucking and get you a nice top stitch on here. Going over a hump there, so just take it slow if you need to. Some machines don't like to go over humps, but you take it slow, it'll be fine. And all the while you're just pushing that flap under so that you can get this top stitch down. Okay. Now we're going to take our scissors and we're going to so this is what it should look like at this stage. So you've got this top stitch going on, the zipper looks nice, you see all the teeth, and this flap is pushed down. Now you can take your scissors and trim this if you want to. If it doesn't bother you, don't trim it. But we're going to take our scissors and trim this zipper right even with the fabric, okay? Right even with our project, like that. And then, I don't know where this string's coming from, and then we're going to do it to the opposing side. We got this zipper tape hanging off here, so we're just going to cut it straight across. And now it's time to put your zipper head on, your zipper pull. Okay, so now we are going to install our zipper pull. So this is our zipper pull installer. We're going to put this pull right into here and secure it. I'm looking at the flat part of the zipper pull. The fat end is here and I've got the straight edge here. I'm going to take my Lella pouch and I'm going to feed this zipper in by going in the side a little bit and then pulling down. All right, so now that we've got it partially in there, we're going to just zip it a little bit and then we'll pull our whole thing out of here, detach it from our zipper pull installer. And now we are just going to have our zipper just part way. Don't close it all the way, because now all we have left to do is make this seam right here. So we're going to go back to the machine and sew a 1/4 inch seam right here and we'll be finished. Okay, so now all we have left to do is make this one last seam. And I'm just going to go ahead, since I've got my zipper foot on here, I'm just going to go ahead and follow just along here. And I'm going to make sure I backstitch at the zipper and at the beginning and ends of this seam. So we're just going to follow along here. And then when we get to the zipper area, we're going to really backstitch it a few times over the teeth and over the beginnings and ends of each side of the zipper tape. And then we are going to backstitch it right there, and we are finished with this pouch. So we can trim all of our excess threads that we have going on here, and
watch the magic happen.
Now watch this. You can just push this zipper back out of the way so you can turn this whole thing out, and make sure that you poke your corners out so you don't have rounded corners. You can do this with your fingers and then stick something else in there to make it a little better. Just make sure you're pushing out all your corners. Usually we have 4 corners. We don't. We have 3 on this one. So we have this one right up here. Push this through. Got this one down here. Gonna make this look nicer. All right, and we have this one down here. All right, now that we've got this turned out, we're going to give it a good press, and we have our finished pouch.
Just be careful, don't go over your
Yeah,
zipper.
I'm not going to go over my zipper. I don't want any kind of issues, so it's not necessary. You can press it the whole thing from the back side. Okay, so now that we have it nicely pressed, there is your finished Lella pouch. Presented to you by us, Woo Make Creations for Martelli Enterprises.